When the winter chill sets in, a reliable pair of boots can make all the difference. The best winter boots not only keep your feet warm and dry, but also provide superior comfort and traction, whether you're trekking through snowy streets or enjoying outdoor adventures. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 best winter boots and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you. Links to all products mentioned in the video are in the description below, so let's get started. Number 5. Helly Hansen Arctic Patrol Insulated Winter Boots. With as much style as performance, the Helly Hansen Arctic Patrol Insulated Winter Boots, $160, look like they belong on a cruise to the Antarctic. While boots tend to be function-forward, these are some of the more good-looking options when it comes to a boot that can withstand actual cold. The fat-lugged rubber outsoles aren't just for show, though. Kicking around on icy sidewalks proved steady-footed. Mated to, those are 10-inch tall textile collars that cinch at the top, meaning you've got some extra protection from topping your boots in very deep snow. When it comes to warmth, the 400 grams of Primaloft insulation does an admirable job, and we'd place these boots solidly on par with other pack boots like the LL Bean leather snow boots. But they aren't as warm as boots with thicker foam liners like the Baffin Control Max. There is an aluminum shield on these below the foot, and we felt insulated from the cold underfoot. Like most other pack boots, support on the Arctic Patrols is a bit wishy-washy, with only the single boot lace on the front securing things down. In practice, this didn't feel as locked in as we had hoped, and a second set of laces on the inner boot would likely fix this. It's better to stay on deck rather than hit the trails in these. In terms of comparable options, the LL Bean leather snow boots are an immediate parallel and likely get our vote over these when you've got some work to do, but don't need a full-on work boot. In our head-to-head waterproofing tests, the LL Bean boots were waterproof almost to the top of the shank, while the Helly Hansen boots leaked from above the rubber shell. So, it's best to call these just snowproof, which the boots even call out on a tag, so no love lost there. Sometimes that's all you're up against, however, and for a boot that looks good doing it, the Arctic Patrols get a passing grade from us. Number 4. Baffin Control Max Heavy Duty. If your winter starts in October and ends sometime before the summer solstice, then you're looking for a workhorse that can lift the soles and spirits. Baffin's Control Max, $270, has a whopping bottom end, dipping all the way to -94 degrees Fahrenheit. We're going to throw our hands up in mercy at that spec. We haven't tested them to that level, and hopefully you won't have to either. But we have worn these for a few winters and have really come to appreciate the warmth-to-weight ratio of this deep winter boot. The boot is methodically constructed around thermoregulation. Outside, a waterproof leather exterior is triple-stitched to the rubber rand. Inside, a series of heat-reflecting aluminum membranes, foams, and moisture reservoirs move moisture away from the foot and trap the heat. Underfoot, a waffle comb footbed traps additional heat in honeycomb-like air pockets. And the entire boot rides over an aggressively lugged Arctic rubber that's tacky on ice. The boot laces shut with 4 pairs of giant D-rings. The fit can be a touch sloppy, so they're not our first choice for hiking, where we want a precise fit. But the rings and laces are easy to manipulate with heavy gloves. All in all, the double boot construction does a wonderful job of trapping heat and insulating you from the cold ground. If your activity level is high, you'll want something more nimble. If you live in a milder climate, these will be overkill. Our coldest days in these boots were in the low double digits, and they didn't feel overly hot. But we reached for the Baffins on days in the 20s. The profile is massive underfoot, but the 3.5-pound boot doesn't collect crud and feels lighter than it looks. If you're looking for the ultimate cold winter snow boot, or a boot that works during long periods of inactivity in the cold, the Baffin Control Max will keep you warm and cozy through it all. Number 3. Keen Revel 4 Mid-Polar Boot. Immediately out of the box, the Keen Revel 4 Mid-Polar Boot, $180, feels amazing. The padding is generous, and the volume is ample. The boots have an extra volume over the top of the foot and in the toe box, which is critical for keeping the toes warm. This also makes it a good fit for a variety of foot widths. Beefed up with waterproof, salt-resistant leather and rubber rands, the Revels resist wear and tear and ice-melting chemicals that can be hard on boots. The boot rides over sharp-edged 5mm lugs that really bite into the crust. And like Vibram's Arctic Grip, used in Danner's Arctic 600, Keen has its own slip-reducing rubber pads. They give you noticeably better traction on slick, wet ice. With so many good attributes, it was tough not to award the Revel 4 as our favorite boot this winter. It's warm, comfortable, and secure around the foot. Our only criticism is that we wish the Revel was a little stiffer, and hence more predictable and stable when hiking across pockmarked snow trails. Still, the Revel 4 is a very capable winter boot. It is offered in both an 8-inch version and a tall one. If you're really stepping out into deep powder, like elk hunts in winter, we'd recommend investing in the high-collar boot. It's also rated down to -40 degrees, which makes it a true polar boot. Number 2. Columbia Bugaboot III. Durable and affordable, the Columbia Bugaboot III $120 is a solid waterproof option. Thanks to its secure-fitting heel and effective omni-grip tread, this boot feels more like a hiking boot than many of its contemporaries. But lacing it up can be a bit tedious if you're just going down to the mailbox. This boot is one of our favorites for longer winter hikes where you could encounter slush puddles or need to break trail in up to a foot of snow. While boots like the TNF Chilkat and Bogs are easy to slip in and out of, they can be a bit too roomy if you're looking to rack up miles. The Bugaboot is a little narrower than these boots, so your feet don't have as much room to slide around and form hotspots over longer distances. The tread also performs well, and we had no complaints in the slip department, even when the trail was more mud than snow. The Bugaboot 3 isn't too shabby in terms of warmth, with 200 grams of insulation, but it isn't as warm as our top pick, the North Face Chilkat, which has 400 grams of insulation. Getting these boots on and off can be a little tedious. We wish they had a few open metal quick lace clips like the ones on the TNF Chilkats. The Bugaboots have nylon eyelets with one set of closed metal eyelets at the top of the cuff. They allow for a lot of adjustability. We could cinch them tight over the midfoot while leaving the ankle a little looser or vice versa. This makes them excellent for longer hikes, but not as utilitarian for around-the-house winter chores when you may only need to wear them for brief amounts of time. Finally, we think $120 is a screamin' deal for such a solid pair of boots. Number 1. The North Face Chilkat V400. The comfortable, utilitarian North Face Chilkats, $159, aren't the warmest boots we tested or the best hikers. But like so many of our top picks, they do everything pretty well and hit the sweet spot for most folks. They're insulated, solidly waterproof, have great traction, and they're easy to get in and out of. The Chilkats are a do-it-all winter boot. They're equally suited for shoveling snow and doing chores around your property as they stroll around a mountain town for some après ski fun. The rust-proof metal quick laces pull tabs, and a ridge on the heel make getting them on and off a quick task. This is not the case with many of the calf-high lace-up boots we've tested. The Chilkats are great protection against the slush, but putting them on doesn't feel like you're suiting up for battle just to walk to the end of the driveway. If your adventures do take you beyond the driveway, the Chilkats are totally up for it. We trudged through creeks up to 6 inches and stayed dry, and they resisted water in our dunk test almost to the top of the cuff. The 400 grams of insulation kept feet plenty warm, a little too warm for some testers. The Chilkats have gaiter attachment points and are also designed to accommodate snowshoes. While the Chilkats have a duck boot vibe, they prove to be much better hikers than the other duck boot styles we tested. Under the hood, they fit much more like a hiking boot, with solid arch support. They're a touch wide to accommodate thick ski socks, but they have a much tighter fit than a rain boot. If you found this video helpful, please consider giving it a thumbs up, leaving a comment, and subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell icon so you never miss out on our latest videos.